My new back deck was finished about a year ago and I recently stained it. The old one was tiny and about to fall apart and just really ugly, and it was on the verge of collapse, and the stairs were also just about to fall in. So I decided to have a new one built ahead of schedule. And my contractor, of course, started out with the frame. I decided to go big or go home, so this one is significantly larger than the last one. And he did some really stellar work. I was really impressed with the work that he did. Lumber, of course, is just outrageous and through the roof right now, but I had to have the new deck built and I couldn't wait on it because the old one was a hazard. And then when he started it, I forgot to tell him, hey, I would also like it to be wheelchair accessible. Can you please put a ramp on the side? And he said, sure thing. So we had a ramp built that used to be where my bus was parked, so there won't be anything parked there now because now I've got a ramp for wheelchair accessibility, but I'm a little bit worried that it might be on too much of an incline, so I need to look into that. But little by little, the deck came together and it looks absolutely beautiful. I can't remember how much I spent on the lumber, but this must have been at the end of 2021 or sometime in 2022 whenever all of this came together. It might have even been longer back. I can't even remember now at this point. But it was so nice to finally have like a functioning deck and one that was wheelchair accessible. That was really important to me. But again, I need to look up the codes on how much of an incline because it might be a little bit too steep. So after about a year of enjoying this beautiful deck, I got busy with a lot of other house projects, and then my poor deck ended up getting piled up with a whole bunch of junk. So before I could stain it, I had to get all of this trash cleared off. This happens whenever I get too busy with my other house projects. I just start piling crap all over the place and just dumping it. So my yard was completely trashed and it was pretty embarrassing actually. But I managed to get it all cleaned up and then swept it off several times to get it prepped for the staining. In the process of cleaning it, I found a ton of screws left over from construction. I had to clean out every nook and cranny because this was full of all sorts of sticks and debris, and it was so time consuming and I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it. After that, I used some Dawn dish soap to do a thorough cleaning, and I scrubbed it really good with a brush, and I hope I cleaned it well enough. I didn't use a power washer, but I figured the spray nozzle on my hose would be powerful enough. I scrubbed the whole thing by hand, and let me tell you, having the right tools would have really helped with this project because I was on my hands and knees and I could have just gone out and bought like a scrub brush that I could hold like a broom, but I am often woefully prepared for my projects. After that, I sprayed the whole thing clean. I had to spray it several times because no matter how many times I sprayed it, I was still seeing soapy residue, and I didn't think I used that much soap. And even after spraying it clean and scraping off paint from other projects and scrubbing it real good, it still looked kind of dirty, and I thought that the stain would cover that, but now I'm starting to think I did a bad job. So I got this 2-in-1 stain and sealer, and it was this kind of strange color, and it didn't look like it was stained, but I thought, oh, I'm sure it'll look better after it dries. And, you know, I gotta be honest, again, I wasn't using the right tools. This is the right tool to stain it, but I really should have hired a professional. This is why I hire professionals, because the end result was not good, like, at all. Like, I'm not proud, like, at all. But you know what? Mistakes can be corrected, and I plan on staining it again in the future. So in the meantime, you can just admire the beautiful before and after of the construction and how nice it looks. So maybe I'll stain it again in the spring. We'll have to see. Thanks for watching.